All right, Craig, 12-4 overall, 12-2 against everyone not named UCLA and Duke. So a lot of wins and a lot of great experiences for your club during this preseason.
Yeah, really, was really happy with our non-conference schedule and how we played. And Jeff, we always look at it. You divide the season in three segments, really. Your non-conference schedule, and technically we still have one non-D1 game left, but your non-conference schedule, and then obviously your conference schedule, and then tournament play. And so, we were able to go 12-4 and had some great experiences. Had some good road wins. Obviously, at our level, you have a ton of road games, and then some bye games. And we played, got off to the right start against Bowling Green, who's played pretty well in their own right. We were down at halftime and really played an excellent second half. And then TCU, I thought we played really good basketball for about 38 minutes. We had one stretch to end the first half where we just didn't get back in defense, and they scored 9 straight points on us to go up 9. And we tie game with 2 minutes to go, and Matt Mooney has a clean look at a 3 to tie it with 13 seconds to go. And obviously the Duke game was a tremendous experience, and we just, I asked the coach at Marquette, Wojciechowski, who played at Duke, I saw him this summer in an AU tournament. I said, "What's the best advice you can give us when you play Duke?" And he said, "Do everything humanly possible to keep it close in the first 10 minutes." And we didn't quite. It's easy to say that, and then you get out there against Marvin Bagley, the projected number 1 pick in the draft, and about 4 other first-round picks, and just the sheer. And they were number 1 in the country at the time, obviously, and just you think you have an opening, and all of a sudden it closes real quick. And but once we got adjusted to the speed of the game and certainly their size, I thought we played really good basketball and outscored them in the second half. And we're not into moral victories, but I thought in a lot of ways that gave us a lot of confidence and just playing in that environment. I was a little disappointed at first, but then when you sit back and you really think about it, I mean, we had a lot of boosters there and family, parents of kids, guys on our team, and we have a 90-year-old and 5-year-olds, and everybody when they walk into Cameron Indoors is like oohing and awing. And so naturally, I think some of our guys were oohing and awing, which is only human nature. And so, but I didn't think our guys were really oohing and awing when we went into Pauley Pavilion against UCLA, and we got off to a good start. We're up at halftime, kind of had a little slip at the end of the first half where we have a chance to go up 8 or 9, and we turned it over, and they drill a 3 as the buzzer expires. And, we got down 20. I didn't think we were very good on offense for a lot of the night. We had from about the 13-minute mark to the 3-minute mark, we were not good on offense. And then about the first 14 minutes of the second half, I just thought we got quick and took the first available shot. And it was one of those nights we weren't really hitting open shots with the exception of Mooney. And but then we just put on a furious rally to give ourselves a chance to win. And we tell our guys all the time, play till you run out of time. And literally against UCLA, we ran out of time. But all in all, being 12-4, very excited for it. And I think we have some good momentum going into conference play.
Well, that's the thing, Craig, about the UCLA game is that, you say no moral victories, but here's the team that could have very easily packed it in. When you get down, you've had your chance, you've made your run, it's not working out for you. Now all of a sudden they're taking control in the second half. You could have very easily said, okay, we're overmatched here. And your guys had no quit in that game.
We didn't, and that's kind of our guys have done that, throughout the course of being here, where we get, you never want to get down by whatever it was, 22 or 21 with 5 to play, but guys just kept coming at them, and you got to really credit our bench. I thought our bench was really, really good at that point, and we made some plays. Armstrong threw in a couple threes a couple open ones, but boy, a couple he made a play, and we just kept defending and kept coming at them, and you get to that point where it's you're not quite on Christmas break, but you can see it, and you're in LA, and that was day 7 out of an 8-day road trip, starting at Northern Arizona and at San Jose, and so I was really proud of how we responded at that point to give ourselves a chance to win, and we had it to 4 points a couple times, and then we just couldn't make a shot there, and we fouled, and then Armstrong drills a 3 with 1.5 to go, and we foul, and now it's a 2-point game, and they make 1 out of 2, and then it was kind of some crazy things happened there, but it is what it is. And then, you know, and I don't want to overstate it, but at the same time, you know, you see at that time of year, you always see a lot of upsets. It seems like, you know, Wofford goes into North Carolina and wins, and there's a few more games where mid-majors and low majors upset some high major teams, and you know, sometimes your guys have one foot out the door for Christmas break, and they can't wait to get home and taste mom's cooking. and so, you know, the way we respond, I thought we played really, really well and really respected the game on Thursday night against Northern College, a non-D1 game. And I know people are like, oh, you know, sometimes you wrote, but you know what? I loved how we played. We came out right away and just jumped on them and got a chance to get everybody on the team that was not redshirting or not injured, scored, and I thought played really well. So hopefully now we come back from Christmas break tomorrow and have 3 days of practice and on to Denver.
Tyler Hagedorn was one of those guys that did not play against Northland. What's his status heading into this weekend?
We'll see. You know, he's definitely got something with his nose. You know, I think it's broke, but it's just a matter of the severity of it, if it's just the cartilage or the upper part. And, you know, I asked our athletic trainer, Bruce Fischbach, and he kind of told me, and I kind of followed along for the first, you know, 30 seconds, and then when he was in layman's terms, and then he'll get back. He broke his nose as a 10th grader. He's got a mask at home, and he'll get it reevaluated right away tomorrow, and we'll see where we're at. But we're thinking that he'll be good to go. And Tyler's had a great non-conference season. I mean, He's really, really played well. He's been very, very consistent. You know what you're going to get out of him, and he's been tremendous for us. So he's a big cog in our team. At the same time, you know, that's why you have depth in a program. A year ago right now, Tyler really wasn't playing a whole lot, and Tyler Flack went down and missed 7 games, and that's where Hags really came on, and he's playing with a lot of confidence, and he's done a really good job on both ends of the floor.
We always knew what a great shooter Matt Mooney was, but we were reminded again during this non-conference stretch. I mean, 50% plus, 6 games, 10 of 14 against Kansas City. The guy could just flat out shoot the basketball.
Yeah, he can. He's kind of got I don't know, it's hard to describe him. He's just got a flair to him. He's kind of got an old school game to him. He's kind of got a European game to him, and everything between. But you know, great scorers usually can score it at all levels, and obviously he can really, really shoot the three. He's got an excellent pull-up game, and he's doing a lot better job getting to the rim this year. And it's not necessarily showing all the time in the number of free throws attempted, but he's really improved his game at finishing around the basket with both hands. And so, and then I think he's doing a better job of distributing the ball this year. I think he's averaging right around, you know, just over 3 assists a game, and that number could be a little bit higher. We got to do a better job of finishing some plays. But, I mean, there's a reason Matt was a first-team All-League guy last year. And he's continuing right where he left off.
And then Trey Birch-Manning has been solid for you both on the offense and the defensive end as well.
You know, Trey got off to a slow start. The first, 5-6 games, something like that. He actually shot me a text at TCU after the game, and he's like, you know, he was apologetic. And Coach, I'm sorry. I know I got to play better. If we play better, we win tonight. And quite frankly, I sent him a text right back, and I said, "Yeah, you're right, Trey. you need to be better for us." And we would have probably won tonight. And that's not blaming just him, but that shows a lot about him to you know, send that text or what have you. And you know, it's just a lot of things. We got a little bit of different team. Nick Fuller is a good player for us, and he's been getting some minutes. But you know, sometimes, you know, Trey was a guy that wasn't really highly recruited. Neither was Mooney. Neither was a lot of other guys on our team. But and now all of a sudden, you know, you have the year that you have last year, and you know, is on the all newcomer team, and then in the preseason, you get voted on the you know, preseason all Summit League team. I think second team or what have you. And sometimes that can mess with you a little bit, and maybe you put all these expectations on yourself that maybe you've never really had on the outside, and he got off to a slow start, and boy, he's really settled in though. He's really, really settled in. Has been very sound on both ends of the floor, and he's really rebounding for us, and now he's scoring more for us because he's not really forcing the issue and just letting the game come to him, and that's what made him such a good player last year. He's not really trying to do things he can't. He's just taking what comes, and when he does that, he's a heck of a player.
And you're getting a nice lift off the bench from Tyler Peterson and Nick Fuller, have both been solid for you as well.
those two have been really solid. Nick Fuller's been, it's a tough thing. First of all, Nick's a very good player. That's why we brought him here. Obviously, he played at a high level at Nebraska, and it was one of those things, kind of inconsistent minutes. And I coached him for a year, so I knew he's a tough kid, a gated guy, a guy that just works extremely hard. But he's very skilled and really fits our style. He really knows how to play. And at 6'7", he's long. He can really rebound. He shoots it well, but just really has tremendous feel for the game on both ends of the floor. He's had a little bit of foul issues, and that's a normal thing for grad transfers that don't play a ton at their previous school, because you're in practice every day and you can foul 75 times a practice and it doesn't matter, right? I mean, you're not getting subbed out for foul trouble in practice. And so, but he's really settled in, and boy, he's been a great spark. I think he's had 3 career highs now, 15 at UMKC, 16 at Duke, and I think he just had 17. Oh, I don't remember who it was against. Maybe Northern Arizona. I don't recall exactly, but he's had a great non-conference play and really settled in, getting to learn how to play a new style and play with all these other guys. And then Tyler Peterson had a great summer, I thought, and Tyler's just a guy that does everything well. I mean, I don't know that he really has any deficiencies. Maybe he gets in foul trouble. That would be the one deficiency, I would say, but last year he played kind of the 3 and the 4. This year he's more of a 2-3 and even a little bit of 1. So he's had some new positions, which are positions he's always played. But he's really settled in and just so versatile in so many ways and very intelligent, really follows game plans well and brings a lot to the table for us.
So far, you've been a big second-half team. 16 games, you're outscoring teams by 154 points in the second half. Is that something you're doing at halftime, or is it just the way things have gone?
Well, maybe we got to show up better in the first half is what I think.
I want to stay positive there. I mean.
No. You know what? We're still a pretty young team when you look at just the guys we're playing. But at this point, we're a veteran team, right? Even though, Tristan Simpson is him and Mooney are about comparable in minutes played per game. Peterson's playing a lot. Armstrong, is playing a decent amount of minutes for us. Had a great game, obviously, against UCLA, and has done so. So we're playing some youthful guys still, and we've just had some stretches in the first half where and that's on me a little bit. Just we got to find a better way of getting some better lineups out there. But at the same time, when you have experienced guys, I think guys seem to tune in a little. I don't know if tune in's the right word. Maybe you make some changes with some, but veteran teams, I think, know how to finish. And we've done a really good job putting the clamps down on people defensively in the second half. And then certainly we've had some games where we've just caught fire in the second half. And, some of that, too, is just with our style. We play, we're kind of a combination of motion and dribble drive. And sometimes that takes a little while to kind of feel itself out and get acclimated. And boy, but I could go through a number of games where we were clicking on all cylinders in the second half.
And not surprisingly, the numbers are good in a lot of the key categories. You're taking care of the ball, second fewest turnovers so far of all the Summit League teams. You're getting to the free throw line, which I know is big for you. You also fewest points allowed and the lowest opponent's field goal percentage allowed so far. So all good numbers and all lead up to a 12-4 record.
They do. If you're good in those areas, you're usually gonna win. And we try not to go crazy about talking about winning because we're a lot more about the process. We do X, Y, and Z. Usually, the W will show up in the win column. And so I guess I think we've always been, all 4 years we've been here, or 3.5, we've always done a good job taking care of the ball. We tend to play guys and recruit to that. Guys that make good decisions, know how to play. We had we talked to our guys before the UCLA game because what was it against? I believe it was now it's starting to run all together. I think maybe it was against Eastern Washington. We had 17 turnovers, and Northern Arizona 17 turnovers. So we talked to the guys before San Jose. We got to really tighten that up because we need to be about 12 or less because that's 5 more possessions while we're scoring at almost 50%. So just do the math, right? That's another 5 to 6 points a game, which doesn't sound like a lot, but most Division I games are decided by 8 points or less. So those 5 to 6 points will really add up. And then we've done a great job of getting fouled. Last year I think we ended the year, in the regular season, number 6 in the country in free throws attempted. And I don't know what it is right now. I know going into UCLA, we were number 6 in free throws attempted and number 5 in free throws made. So we've done knock on wood, we've done a way better job of making free throws. Last year, I think we were number 30 in free throws made. So we've been able to make some teams pay from that respect. And then last year we were really good defensively, and we kept moving forward that way. And that we always want that to be a staple of our program, because when you can defend well, you got a chance to win every night. And we've had a chance to win every night, with the exception of, quite frankly, the Duke game. Mm-hmm. Even though we played really well in the second half, we were still down by 15-17 or more most of that second half. But we had a chance to beat TCU, had a chance to beat UCLA, and make a shot off an end out against Northern Colorado to go up 1, and then we foul with 6 seconds to go or whatever, and they make both free throws. So it's amazing what good defensive teams do. Just ask the Minnesota Vikings.
So here we go.
I had to throw that in there.
There you go. Here we go with the Summit League opener now on Saturday against Denver. 5-8, the Pioneers are. They've lost 3 straight, and we're still getting used to seeing the up-tempo Rodney Billups approach in his second year now after all those years of running that Princeton offense. But this is a veteran club with Rozga and Amigo and Pemberton, and you've seen these guys, especially Rozga and Amigo, they can score the basketball. Yeah,
those two are, they can really, really score. And Rozga is just, he's a playmaking guard, 6'3", and he's just always on you. Like every time, made or miss, every time they get the ball, they're flying down the floor, and they really, really want to run. They want to really push the tempo. And Rozga's got the ultimate green light, and he's on you. He's like the Energizer Bunny. He's just go, 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 go all the time. And then Amigo, is I believe 6'9", 6'10", but very, very physical, very rugged, very skilled. He can step out. I don't know what his 3-point percentages are. But he can step up, make threes. He can really score it with his back to the basket, and everything in between. He gets fouled, and so when you're good up the middle, you got to, you're usually a pretty good offensive team, and they're good at the point and good at the center, and then they surround you with a bunch of guys that can all make threes. So they put a lot of pressure on you. You got to really be on point defensively, and so it's difficult at this stage. To gauge, everybody's got different records, mm-hmm. but you look at, okay, what's their RPI, who have they played, and so, but they really came onto the scene last year. I know some people were picking them to win it this year, or at the very least be top 3. And so, we got to get off to a good start at home here. We start with 3 straight home games in league play, which is a good thing if you can get out in front and go 3-0, but at the same time, you got to take care of business at home. And the SCSC last year was a tremendous home court advantage. It's been very good to us in the non-conference as well. So it's a wide-open league like it is every year. And just look around. Fort Wayne beats Indiana, and South Dakota State has done a great job, and North Dakota State's really come on here late as well. So it's going to be wild as always in the Summit League.